Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to go over some electronics and the gauge and some hidden features even that you might not know about on the 2016 S1000R. It will most likely be the same on the 2014, 2015, and 2017 models. But go ahead and get started. So that's a little startup sequence. We can go ahead and get started with the DDC, so that's dynamic damping control. So while you're on the riding or whatever, you can actually change the suspension on the go. So that's normal, hard, soft, and back to normal. That's all done. This little suspension button right here on the left hand side. And a little hidden feature that people might not know about, if you actually hold down the suspension button, I actually go into two helmets right there, if you can see that. And that's for riding with two people if you have somebody on the back, which I do not do because it is kind of a small seat after all. So we'll go ahead and turn that back off by just holding down again. Next thing is the actual different driving modes that you have. So right now I'm in road. If you hit the mode button on the right side, you can cycle through different riding modes. So you have road, then next you have dynamic, so that's a little stiffer suspension, and mainly if you're doing twisties or something like that. The traction control ABS is a little tuned down so it's not as sensitive as it is in road mode. Up next is Dynamic Pro, and that turns off actually everything, so there's no ABS, no traction control, no anti-wheelie control, nothing like that. Next is rain. So rain, of course, is for if it's raining, slick on the ground or anything like that. And everything's more sensitive, so traction control, ABS, anti-wheelie control, that's going to be more sensitive while you're riding in rain mode, and it does a great job. So if you're in rain, if it's raining and you turn that on, you won't slide out or anything like that. And it's been really nice for me when I'm riding in the rain. And we'll head back to road. And another neat thing, in each mode the suspension changes slightly. So if you're in hard suspension in road and then you go to dynamic, the suspension will be a little harder versus road hard and dynamic hard. And same with Dynamic Pro, the suspension will be a little harder than dynamic hard and Dynamic Pro hard. Next cool thing about this bike is it comes with heated grips on it. So again, on the right side, if you just press that once, that'll turn on the heated grips, level 2, and they work really well for when it's cold outside. If you press it again, it'll go down to level 1, so not as hot, but still pretty warm. And if you press it one more time, it'll actually just go off. Next thing is cruise control. This bike's fitted with cruise control. It's pretty neat. So normally it's in the off position like that. Turn it on, you just slide this over and just press forward or backward and that'll turn it on. And the way you know it's on, there's a little green light that turns on right here. And of course I can't turn it on since I'm not moving right now. But while it's on, if you pull it backward, it'll make the speed go down by 1. Push it forward, it'll go up by 1, just like a car if you have cruise control in your car, which most cars do nowadays. Go ahead and turn that back off. Next thing we'll talk about is high beams. So as you can see, I have the high beams on, but since the bike's not on, they won't be on. How you actually turn on the high beams on this bike, it's a little different. It's a switch on the back, right behind the clutch lever. So you pull that in, that'll turn off the high beams, and if you push it back out, that turns back on the high beams. As you can see, the little blue light next to the neutral. And then it's also a flasher, so if you just have low beam on, and if you pull it in, it'll actually just flash the high beams for passing or if you need to get somebody's attention. Up next we can go over the gauge. So if you see this line right here, that's actually your gas gauge, how much gas you have. And then of course you have your gear indicator. Right now I'm in neutral, as you can see by the light. And then there's also some pretty neat things. Right now I'm on average miles per gallon. You can cycle through. You have average miles per hour. You have a odometer, of course. Range until you're empty, estimated on your average miles per gallon. Then you have trip 1, trip 2, and then back to average miles per gallon. And that's all cycled through by this trip button right here. And next, we'll do the info button. So if you hit the info button, this is for track timers, or if you want to just do timers for the road or something. And if you hit it again, you can go into some race info, and then setup menu to change your shift light indicator or your time, just anything like that. We can go ahead and go back to regular trip. And if you're wondering what these lights are over here on the left hand side, when you first turn on the bike, they'll just blink until you start going 4 miles per hour, and that's your diagnostics for your traction control and ABS, but they'll go away once you start moving 4 miles per hour. And if anybody's interested what the turn signals look like on the dash, there's actually individual turn signals instead of just one blinking light, so I think that's pretty neat. So right, left, and 4 ways, both blink on and off, of course. And the next thing that we're going to talk about is the brakes. So the front brake is actually linked with the back brake, so if you apply the front brake pretty hard, the back brake will actually apply it also, and they're linked brakes, but that's only with the front. So if you're just applying the back, the front brake will not apply, but while applying just the front, the back will apply a little. But of course you can use them however you want to. You don't have to just use the front. You can use both of them, you can use one of them, but that's just a little neat feature. Last thing we'll talk about is another little hidden feature. It's the parking lights. So if you go ahead and turn the bike off, take the key out, and hold left on the turn signal for about 5-10 seconds, the front headlights will actually turn, or the front parking lights will turn on, as you can see. And the key is out and everything. And also, the brake light will stay on, which is pretty neat. And to turn that off, just put the key back in, turn the bike on, and then just take out the key, and then that'll turn off the little parking lights. And another little neat thing, the license plate light will actually stay on for about 5-10 seconds after you take out the key. So the key's out, and then you can see the license plate light goes off. That's just some cool electronics and hidden features on 2016 S1000R. Thanks for watching.